This is the place where sports opinions collide. Dead in sports. I'm your host, Kenneth Means. Joining me on the show, we got Nikki Duce.
What it do? What it do?
Shelton J.
What's the word, man? What's happening?
FIFA pulled a Kyrie on us again, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
we got cute assist man here, y'all.
Gang, we here. What's up? Let's get to it.
Yeah. He pulled another Kyrie move on us, saying he's going to see the the Batman.
Don't say that.
Huh?
Don't
I ain't
say
saying anything. I'm saying he's going to see the Batman.
We got to review
would've
That's
tomorrow.
all I said,
Make sure
man.
y'all check out our live review tomorrow, 9 p.m.
Yep,
Eastern
tomorrow.
Standard.
Frames per second podcast, 9 p.m. Just type in Frames per second podcast on YouTube or youtube.com/FPS. So, all right, let's get into it. I gotta fix that flashing light. We got the Kanye flashing light on yourself. I gotta fix that, man. We're gonna jump into this thing though. Yeah, we early. We a little early tonight, y'all.
Let's just jump into the shits. Well, let's talk about this first before we jump into the shits. This probably gonna be a football episode, a majority football, because ain't shit going on in basketball as usual until the playoffs. Basketball becoming like baseball. Basketball becoming like baseball, bro.
It's getting rough.
Because don't nobody give 3 fucks about this regular season.
Y'all tripping.
Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers got a blockbuster deal. He is now the highest paid player in NFL history with a 4-year extension with the Green Bay Packers. So he's not retiring. He's not going to the city. The 4-year deal is worth $200 million. That means he's getting paid $50 million a year.
Good God. What is it guaranteed? 123?
Let me look at the breakdown. But Q, I wanted to get your thoughts on that because I know Aaron Rodgers is your favorite quarterback. What do you think about this extension and what does it do for the Green Bay Packers?
Nothing. They locked up Aaron Rodgers. He gonna be there for probably another 2 years, then retire after he chokes another 2 NFC Championship games on his home field. I don't know, man. Like I soured on Aaron Rodgers probably about 4 seasons ago, honestly, because the amount of excuses that are hurled at people who even have the audacity to criticize him, I find it just ridiculous that we can't even say that dude doesn't show up, dude chokes, dude is a choker, but we can say it for everybody else. He's a luxury loser, dude. Like, he's a luxurious loser. He has all the stats. He's one of the most talented QBs ever. He's Hall of Fame, but he's a luxurious loser. And they had to do this because what is the other option? What they gonna do? Put Jordan Love up in there? Of course not. He's so talented. He's probably gonna win another MVP. It wouldn't be surprised if he wins 2 more in a row. But he's not gonna win a Super Bowl. He's not. And they had to do this. This is good for his pocket. I'm proud of, the athletes for getting all they can out of this league. So, there's 2 ways to look at it. I'm proud of the way that athletes are able to leverage and get their money up now, which is great. But on the football side, on the sports side, on the merit of the game side, this ain't going to do much for them. You know what I mean? It really just cap-strapped them even more, in my opinion. So now he going to talk about he don't got enough help. I'm not trying to hear any of that shit. So good for Aaron, and also good for the Packers to get their guy. So,
well, I mean, as I'm reading more about the report, Aaron Rodgers came out recently, said it's inaccurate. He does say that he's playing with the Packers next year. However, he states that the reports about me signing a contract are inaccurate, as are supposed terms of the contract that I quote unquote signed. So, I guess it's still rumor of how much it's worth or how much contract his extension is going to be worth. But he is returning to the Packers next year, so he will be leading Green Bay to whatever victories they have in the future. Sheldon, what you got? What's your mindset on this, if this deal is true?
I mean, if it's true, he leveraged his power and his ability to make some stuff happen for himself. I mean, this is something I was going to ask y'all too. I had a debate today with one of my friends. I was like, because he was saying that Green Bay should just let him go. I thought he was going to walk away. I honestly did, because
retire.
No, I thought he was going to ask to be traded.
That's be traded
by because of how long he took to make this decision. So I felt like it was something, where there's smoke, there's fire, something happening. But he's still there. I think financially it makes most sense business wise for Green Bay to keep him. I was going to ask y'all if y'all thought the business side of it for Green Bay made sense for him to stay there.
I was thinking about that on the way here. But Ken, I want to get your thoughts first.
I think for me, man, when I think about this, I think it says a lot about Jordan Love. Because if he was ready, or if he could actually play, they probably would have moved on from him instead of giving him like $50 million. So what does that say about him? And then, we have to look at them wasting the draft pick on a quarterback that's just going to sit on the bench. So I think looking at the landscape, it probably made sense for him to return, and he's probably just going to retire a Packer and just call it a career.
Well, I think because Aaron Rodgers sat for 2 years, right, before he started.
Yes, he did.
And also, to me, no matter how good Jordan Love is, he's not good right now as Aaron Rodgers. I think that is a great point you bring up, Ken. But I think it just more shows that how far ahead Aaron Rodgers is than what he is.
Yeah.
Regardless, because he's not Patty Mahomes. That's the only thing that you would have on the bench waiting for you. That's like, all right, we can get rid of Aaron Rodgers. We got this motherfucker back here.
Right.
But he's not that. Hardly anybody is. I don't think anybody is. So I think it's fine. I think I'm caught between two things because the financial aspect of it, if this deal is true, is that obviously I've always been a person that brings up this point that if you pay a quarterback, you're not going to win. I'm bringing it up for years, and now everybody's starting to catch up on that shit. However, with this team without Aaron Rodgers, it's shitball. It is a dumpster fire. Nothing's gonna move, and for them to have a franchise QB for over 30 years, as far as between Brett Favre and him, going to like the Lions, then especially when Green Bay is not a destination, it's not a destination city. No one cares to go there. On top of that, all the talent they have there is basically drafted. No one really is enticed to go play with Aaron Rodgers. You hear Rob Gronkowski after, Burrow leads the Bengals to the Super Bowl saying, I'll play for Joe Burrow. I've never heard a free agent, like offensive player say, I want to go play with Aaron Rodgers.
That's strange, though.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
And he's literally supposed to be like a generational talent, a Hall of Famer, top 5 QB, et cetera, et cetera.
Because he's a lame. Because he's a lame. He's a lame, and he's been a lame his whole career. He's a lame-ass dude. Like, he doesn't really like the game like that. He's not very personable. He's a recluse. All of his teammates. Greg Jennings be going in on Aaron Rodgers all the time, and all people do is call Greg Jennings salty. Greg Jennings be telling the whole truth about Aaron Rodgers. He's selfish. He's too quiet. He's not personable. He's antisocial. And you got to be a certain type of guy to get along with that. You either got to be drafted by the Packers and get your money. That way you don't really care what Rodgers is doing. But if you are drafted by them and you don't get a big contract, most of them guys, they get the hell out of there. Unless you're Randall Cobb, unless you're Jordy Nelson, and you end up getting the benefit of being thrown the ball by this great quarterback. He's like I'm saying, two separate things: who he is and what he does on the field. Two separate things. But after a while, sometimes guys do not care what you do on the field because of the environment you're in and just the organization and just how personable somebody is. Like, do you think that you can just call Aaron Rodgers up to go get a drink on the weekend if you're just not a star on that team? Probably not. But there are quarterbacks like Brady, quarterbacks who, like I think Mahomes is that type of guy where Burrow's that type of guy where if you call him and whatnot, you can have a conversation with him even if you're not the star wide receiver, even if you're not the second tight end. You can probably have a convo. Rodgers, man, you can't even call my phone. Get the fuck out of here. So that rubs guys the wrong way, as people have said, and Greg Jennings has said,
But do you understand why Green Bay still wants him though, right?
Oh, dog, absolutely. Like I said, two separate things. What he does on the field, all time, Hall of Fame, all time, top 5 for sure. Pay that man whatever he want. The separate side, the human side, he's a lame. Like, you know what I mean? He's a loser in terms of like what he does in terms of results. Like when it's time to put that all-time talent under fire, he don't come through. And a lot of people don't want to keep losing with an all-time talent. They'd rather just go get money and lose somewhere else. Or they'd rather go win for less money and still have a nice lifestyle in a better city. So I'm not trying to hate on Aaron Rodgers. Well, yes, I am. Because I don't fuck with Aaron Rodgers. I think that he gets such a pass from media. He gets such a pass from fans for a decade. Dude hasn't done nothing since Lil Wayne was the hottest rapper. Like Carter 4 was the album that came out when that man was on top. Weezy
Carter
done
4
dropped
wasn't
like 6
good.
more. And that's what I'm saying.
That was the end. That was the dip. Yeah.
Oh, is that what he said?
I'm saying like that was the last album. Like, you know what I mean? Like Weezy done put out 5 albums since that. So it's like, come on, dude.
Yeah, I don't mind the price tag just because there's literally nothing else in the cupboard outside of him. No one's gonna come there. There's no free agents. You can't really draft a quarterback because you did last year, and this year's draft class is shitball too. So you kind of stuck. They are, like you said, Sheldon. He leveraged his shit, and if this contract is true, which I'm sure it is what it is. Now, as far as the Packers and their future, I don't know what's gonna happen to them. I don't know how you can, like, him winning MVP and him winning, like, and getting the number 1 seed clearly hasn't shown up in the postseason,
Right.
like, as far as it mattering. So I don't know what is success for the Green Bay Packers outside of a title. If it's title or bust, then, like, I don't think, as far as from that standpoint, not the business standpoint, then yeah, this is a dumb move. But as far as just trying to keep your organization together for as long as you can and keep that success going, because obviously the more wins y'all get, the more asses y'all put in the seats, and y'all sell tickets in the playoffs, then that's what it is. If we talking about money, then it's a great decision. But if we talking about the football field and shit like that, they're already over the cap. They were over the cap before even this contract negotiation was going to happen. So I don't know who they're going to sign unless they're just going all in on the draft.
And
they just tagged Devontae Adams.
That was going to be my next point. They go hand in hand. So you would have lost Devontae Adams if you had lost Aaron Rodgers too, and they needed to keep that unit together. And we look at that franchise. I think they're like the 13th most valuable franchise in the NFL. From a small market like Green Bay, that's all hinged on Aaron Rodgers, who's the new face of the NFL now. Him and Patty Mahomes, since Tom Brady is gone.
Yeah, I think it's him, Patty, and maybe.
I think it's just them.
It's just them two.
Yeah,
not Lamar or
no.
Okay.
Those are all-star players. I'm not saying that they're not stars,
but they're not the face of the league.
But when you think of the face of the league, you think of you really think of Tom Brady and then Aaron Rodgers. Those are the ceiling names. I mean, of course, Patty's up there too. But like I said, it's just you needed to keep a player like that on your roster to keep that team relevant. Otherwise, Green Bay would still be valuable to Green Bay. But when you talk about national television, you talk about that's kind of like in basketball with the Lakers with LeBron. They're going to always be on TV because it's the Lakers, but not as much as without LeBron. You know what I'm saying? They're on there every twice a week, because of him. And it's the same thing with Green Bay. Green Bay has more national games than probably anybody because you got Aaron Rodgers. So that's why you keep that unit together. You want the championships. You hope for that. But I was telling my partner earlier today, my boy don't agree, but I had to let him know, man, look, these guys are looking at the bottom line. You got some owners that are there for sport. Some owners are there for the money. And they want to see profits. They're not huge sports fans. They are businessmen.
They just know that this guy brings a lot of ratings. We get a lot of attention. We sell a lot of merch.
Right.
Because this motherfucker's on the field.
Right. And that was a question I asked my partner. I was like, man, listen, I said, how many coaches you think how many owners you think realistically go into the season and say, we got a chance to win a championship? Those 32 teams ain't all thinking the same way. You got certain owners that think, I want to win a championship. You got other owners that be like, I want to be in the black. I don't want to be in the red.
I know one owner for sure, man. That's what city I come from. That
what I'm saying?
Well, that's because his situation different because that's his family business.
Right.
That's all he got.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand he don't give a fuck about winning if it don't. I mean, look at they talk about all the time how cheap he is, but shit. The one thing that does say is that he got to a Super Bowl with that shit.
He did. It worked. It worked. And that's what he was trying to use. My homeboy was using the Pittsburgh template. And I said, that's all well and good. It worked for Pittsburgh to keep salaries low. They weren't trying to pay nobody like that. And they always make the playoffs and they do good. I said, well, that's Pittsburgh. Every team don't have that same model. Each team is independently ran. They got their own models and their own business practices. They're not thinking the same. So Green Bay is like, look, it's a valuable franchise piece. We could trade Aaron Rodgers and get 4 first rounders probably. But what good does first rounders do? And Jordan Love, it does speak to what Jordan Love is, but then again, at the same time, it doesn't. Like you said, he's not Aaron Rodgers. I don't care what he is. He could be a solid quarterback someday. We don't know based off the little bit we've seen, but he's backing up Aaron Rodgers. Same thing when Aaron Rodgers was backing up Brett Favre. Who knew Aaron Rodgers was Aaron Rodgers? You know what I'm saying?
But they got rid of Brett Favre because they knew Aaron Rodgers was Aaron Rodgers or was good enough to take over the job.
He got there, yeah. And I think he got there at that point. But I just don't think that they're ready. I don't think that they think he's ready to be that yet.
How many years has he been there? What, 2?
Is this his?
This
This is
gonna
be the third.
This is second or third year.
Mm-hmm. But it's
I
kind
thought
of
he
hard.
just got drafted.
Yeah, this is third
last
year.
year.
Yeah, this is third year, isn't it?
Nah, I
Or
don't think
second
he's
year.
in there for that long. He's still young.
No, this will be his third year coming up.
Yeah, his third year going on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So shit, by the time he get on the field, he gonna be.
They're going to have to pay him.
Nah, he out of there.
Yeah, he'll be somewhere else.
He going somewhere else. Yeah,
he'll be somewhere else, and I think I hope he gets a shot. I just want to see what he can do.
You
for
right.
real.
I didn't know he got drafted in 2020. Boy, that motherfucker been on the bench.
Mm.
He's still getting paid though. Hey, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
And it's just hard to pass on. Like I said, it's hard to pass on the face of the league and trade him. You can't really do that if you're Green Bay. It's hard to trade Aaron Rodgers when he still got football left in him.
Well, let's move on.
Is he the face of the league? I think Dallas is more like a face of the league, in my opinion.
But when you talk about individual players in popularity,
yeah, Aaron Rodgers moved the needle.
He moved the needle. That's all that matters.